Hi everyone, welcome to Lunch with Maria, dishing inspiration one episode at a time. Today's topic is all about procrastination. Procrastination. So when I asked the network, what do you guys want to talk about today? Do you want to know what the 4 habits of successful people are? Or do you want to know my tips for how to avoid procrastinating? Guess what they answered? Yes, Maria, teach us about how to avoid procrastinating. So here we are. Now, it happens to all of us. There's something that we need to get done. We have a big deadline. It's on your to-do list. It's been on your to-do list for a while, but you just haven't gotten around to it. You keep putting it off. You keep putting it off, thinking I'll do it tomorrow, the next day. And of course, with your busy schedule, it never gets done. So what do you do? If you're like most of us, you continue to avoid it until the last minute possible. Right? And then you end up doing a rush job and you feel stressed and you feel panicked and it just doesn't turn out very well. Sorry about my hair today. It's doing crazy things. All right. So today we are sharing tips on how to avoid procrastination. Number 1, decide on your priorities, right? So what I do the night before, I always make a list of what I have to do for the following day. And I categorize my list by priorities. So task A, B, C, and D. And my A tasks are always the one that are going to have my attention until they get done, right? So what do you need to get done right away? What do you need to get done today in order to move you closer to your goal? So that's number 1 is decide what your priorities are. Okay, everything can't be a priority. So choose 1 or 2 tasks that are your top priority and don't do anything else until that task is finished. So what I like to do is I time block. So I will choose my most important task and I will set a timer, usually just on my phone, for at least 25 minutes of uninterrupted work time. So I won't do anything else in that 25 minutes. I'm literally just focusing on that one task for 25 minutes. And I say to myself, when the 25 minutes is over, I can do something more enjoyable. I can scroll on social media, I can have a coffee, but in that 25-minute time block, I'm just focusing on my number 1 priority. Okay, so that's number 1, decide on your priority and then time block for a very short period of time. Number 2 is break it down into steps. When it comes to a big job, or a big project or a big task, we get very overwhelmed, right? It's very easy to get overwhelmed because we don't know the how, and then there's so many steps that sometimes it's called analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. Can't remember which one. But anyways, the point is, when a task and a project is so big, we get so overwhelmed that we just say, oh, forget it. So my tip is to break it down into steps, okay? This might help you, and just focus on doing 1 step at a time, 1 task at a time, something very small at a time. And again, you can time block for 10 minutes each time. Say, okay, I'm going to work on this task for 10 minutes. That's it. And when I say uninterrupted for 10 minutes, I mean like your phone is off, you're not looking on social media, you're not answering any calls, literally. All your notifications should be turned off. So, when you're on your laptop, you shouldn't see all the emails coming in. So turn all that off and break it down into smaller steps. Number 3 is eliminate distractions. So what are your favorite time wasters? We all have maybe a social media channel of preference or a time waster, a TW, what I call a TW, time waster. Is it social media? Is it video games? Is it talking on the phone? Is it TV? We all have what we call time thieves, right? And so just remove those distractions completely. Like I said, turn off your phone, put it on silent mode, and whatever your vice is, just shut it off. Number 4 is approach it in a different way. Okay, so if you're finding it difficult to get started, it might help to work on a different part of the task, right? So you don't necessarily have to start at the beginning. So if you're writing a report, you could start by doing the research or planning the outline. So it doesn't necessarily, if you're feeling stuck, you don't have to go from A to Z. Like you can start at a different part of the project. And number 5, stay focused on your goals. So ask yourself, why is this task your biggest priority at the time? And what will this task do for you and your business, right? One of my favorite books, I have two favorite books that I'm going to recommend for procrastination. Number one is Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. The best book ever. Okay, highly recommended. How to Stop Procrastinating. Eat That Frog, Brian Tracy. And the other one is The One Thing by Gary Keller. And the question that he always asks is this: is what I'm doing right now at this moment moving me closer to my goals? That's the question that you always want to be asking yourself. Is what I'm doing right now moving me closer to my goals? And if the answer is no, then you got to stop. You got to stop what you're doing that's not moving you closer to your goals, and you got to focus on the things that are going to move you closer, right? So when we procrastinate, we're burying our heads in the sand and we're hoping that the difficult task or thing that we have to do will go away, but it's never going to go away. And putting it off is only going to make it harder. I recommend another book, which I'll go ahead and drop in the link here, which is called The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. She's incredible. Love that book. Highly recommend it for people that procrastinate. So The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins and Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. So if you can beat procrastination, then you're going to have a lot of success in your personal life and your business. Everything is about habits. It's about forming habits that are going to support your success. So Brian Tracy always says, good habits are very hard to form, but once they're formed, very easy to live with. Bad habits, on the other hand, are very easy to form and unfortunately very hard to live with, right? So if you'd like to learn more about what this Ladies Who Lunch Network is all about, I'm going to drop the link here, www.lwlnetwork.com. We are offering an exclusive trial for you to see how the network can benefit you. And if you are in Vancouver, our next live event is Coffee with the Ladies, which is March the 28th from 10 to 11:30 at Cartum's Donaterie. So what else did I want to say today? That's pretty much it, everyone. I trust you have you'll have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining my Facebook Live. Bye for now.